Thousands can now return to their homes in the Democratic Republic of Congo after a volcanic eruption forced them to run for their lives and flee yesterday. The lava flows have finally stopped. Many are starting to come back from neighboring Rwanda. Kalia Ali, the son of late Muhammad Ali, has made a number of humanitarian visits to Congo in the past and says that it is important now more than ever to provide them with the help they direly need right now.
We're dealing with a community that's so fragile on any given day that anything of this magnitude then thrusts them into a whole other litany of unforeseen problems. And it's very important that we take a look at this and we make sure that we're able to issue the proper aid. I want to see the issue of homelessness addressed, the ongoing issue of food insecurity that's ever present and clearly not going to be made better by these circumstances.
That volcano last erupted in 2002, killing 250 people and displacing thousands more.
Well, Larry Madowo joins me now from Amboseli Park in Kenya. And Larry, certainly real concerns about what happens next.
Aid agencies and the government, Robin, saying they're assessing the damage, but the early indications are that there will be people who will need some humanitarian assistance, possibly thousands, many of whom escaped to Rwanda last night local time when this volcano erupted and the lava started flowing to the city. They feared that it might come into the Goma city, which is highly populated. This region around Lake Kivu has about 2 million people that live there. But the government telling us that the lava stopped just outside of the city limits and did not hit the Goma airport either. But one neighborhood of Bohene seems to have been the worst hit. More homes there, we're told, have been destroyed. And there's quite a few people who did not have a place to be sleeping tonight. Many of those who fled to Rwanda across the border in Gisenyi are making their way back. Rwanda's emergency ministry said they received about 3,500 people. The Congolese government said between 3,000 and 5,000 people crossed the border into Rwanda. They're heading back into this neighborhood, even though officially the Congolese government has not told them that it is safe to go back. It is still assessing the damage, has held another emergency meeting this morning, chaired by the Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and is expected to be sending assistance once they figure out what sort of assistance is needed here. This Nyiragongo mountain has erupted before. In 2002, it killed about 250 people. In 1977, the worst eruption killed more than 600 people. And volcano experts who watch what's happening here have been saying they've been seeing activity that resembles what happened those previous two times. And the likelihood is that there might be a much bigger disaster a few years away. The other complication, Robin, is that the Goma Volcanic Observatory is out of funds after the World Bank, which had been funding it, pulled out most of its finances after a corruption scandal. So they're not able to do very regular monitoring and warn people around there when there's likely to be disaster. So today, a lot of people trying to figure out what happens with their lives, what can they salvage, and what happens next.
Okay, thanks for that report there on the ground. Larry Madowo, thank you. Well, the lava flow might have stopped, as Larry was reporting, but the danger isn't over yet. I want to go straight to Derek Van Dam. Derek, hi. If you could just explain to us what still might be facing these people around Goma, particularly because there is a lava lake and there's a real concern that more could flow out, essentially.
Yeah, the potential for a future disaster is still a problem, still a danger. But in the short term, the more immediate term is the potential for acid rain. You see, when we get volcanic eruptions like this, sulfur dioxide is erupted into the upper levels of the atmosphere. When we mix that in with rainfall and moisture and oxygen, we have the byproduct of acid rain. So not saying that that has happened, but that has been known to happen with previous similar eruptions as well. You mentioned, Robin, that the largest lava lake in the world resides within this caldera of this particular volcano. Get this, it's 1.2 kilometers wide in diameter. I mean, this is just incredible. You can see the recent eruptions. That 2002 eruption is one that was very fearful for the residents there. That is why they're taking this so seriously, because people did perish in that particular eruption, and they left over 200,000 people without homes as they fled the area. Mount Nyiragongo, it is bit of a tongue twister, but that erupted at 7 p.m. local time on Saturday evening. Again, the lava appearing to be flowing away from, well, it's completely stopped, but it was at that time when it erupted, it flowed away from the city of Goma, which is good news. And I'm going to put this perspective here because this is a great perspective just to show you Rwanda to my left. There's Goma right on the shoreline of a lake within the eastern sections of the DRC, and the lava flowing away from the populated areas is good news. That really did spare the largest population density area, but you can see people taking it very seriously as they see these plumes of lava erupting into the upper levels of the atmosphere. Talked about the chance of rain and the potential for acid rain. Well, you can see the future cast with precipitation popping up over the next 3 days. Goma's 3-day forecast right through Wednesday calls for showers and thunderstorms. So a multifaceted threat here and the potential for a long-term danger certainly in the cards. Robin.